Hello everyone, the second round of Club Clash has started and now we will be conquering enemy streets. During the attack phase, you and your clubmates can conquer rival streets to get points for your club. Base points. All rival streets are worth a given number of base points, right? For an avenue is 1000 points, for an alley is 800 points. Extra points. Rival streets can provide extra points if your rival meets certain conditions through the cars assigned to the street during the defense phase. Now, extra points is like 200 points. Bonus points. If you or your clubmates conquer all rival street on the first, second, or third try, the base points for that street will be multiplied. And so that is how it is broken down in when enemy streets are being conquered. And from this point, you will go on to understand different levels of the club clash as I go forward. Now, in defended streets, during the defense phase, racing in a street will grant points for your club. Base points. All your club streets have base points, and you and your club will obtain them by saving racing times on your club streets during the defense phase. If the streets get conquered in the attack phase, you will lose the points. Now, extra points. You and your club can obtain extra points on your streets by racing and meeting certain conditions. So, if you have a Ferrari car, which is 5-star, and the car is max, then you get maximum points. So, you have to meet certain conditions in doing the event. Now, defenders' victories. In the attack phase, every time an attacker fails to beat the defender's time, the defender club will earn points. Defenders' victories. Points are only earned in the first, second, and third try. On the point of car diversity level, the different models assigned to the streets by each club during the defense phase will be taken into account to calculate the car diversity level of each club. Basically, the more different car models each club puts in its neighborhood, the higher the diversity level they will achieve. So to put it simple, Club A has a higher diversity of cars, therefore it has a higher car diversity level, meaning it has many different cars. Different cars, different makes, different models, different rankings, right? And that is how it goes on in relation to the different levels and points as it goes into the event. Now, as the Club Clash shows, it has a certain time to go. I would have 1 day and 19 hours left out of the 2-day event. Alright? Now I'm defending the streets. So I'm leading so far. This is at the start. My team is Revolution X. As I go into it, you will see that there are different streets, different areas. This is a neighborhood, an enemy neighborhood, and you have to defend your neighborhood in the defense phase. So as a defender, I have 7 streets to defend. It could be an alley, it could be an avenue. And as I defend those 7 streets, in the attack phase, the enemy will try to attack me. Right? In defending the streets, you race and you put up a time. You choose each number, alleyway or street here. The avenue would be the larger section, the alleyway is the smaller sections. In defending that, you will see that it has some requirements. In this section also, you will see that you can practice before you occupy and choose your car. So in this case, you get 540 per street. The car rank needs to be at least 3000 and it needs to be at least 5 stars. If the car is maxed, mean golden, you get 130 extra points. So this is the case. It gives you a preview of the map, the track, which is the Caribbean Paradise Resort. So you have the choice to occupy or practice. In this case, this is an avenue, which means you get a lot more points for an avenue, which would be 1000 if you win that. Okay, so I'm going to choose a car to meet the requirement. Right? When I choose a car here, it has to be at least 3000. This car is 4017, so I would have meet the requirement. Now you see Avenue 22 practice. As we go into it, you will see that you're the only person on the streets, because the mode of this event is that you are to defend the streets by racing the faster time. Alright? So in this case, I'm using the Lamborghini Egoista. If there was a requirement for a Lamborghini on that track, you would gain extra points also. Okay, so there is no specific mode to race in this sense, or way to race. You try to do anything that can make the event faster. Shockwave over this ramp, or you could orange nitro depending on the car that you're using. But if you're going to go on alleyway, you have to have the faster car, because the avenues require more faster cars to complete. Alleyways have slower cars, and the number of the alley has a certain requirements. So the higher up you go, the faster, the higher the demand will be for the event. Okay. As we go through this section, you use anything that you would normally use in your special events or other events to go as fast as possible. That is the same thing that you would use in this event. Remember that Asphalt, the game itself, is mastered when you understand how the tracks are done. And this one is finished, and that was, and as I said before, this is just a practice run. It shows you that the street is not occupied, and this is a practice run. Now, as I continue in this section, they're using the Veil of Force one, and this is also a practice run as well. This is on Buenos Aires track, and as I said before, I'm going to use all the tricks in the book that I normally use in a special event or anything, for example a Grand Prix, to allow me to maximize my speed in this event. This race is not clean, by the way. The car is going over the place too much. You have to keep the car as close and as simple to the road as much as possible, and allow your lap to be smooth in order to get the maximum points as you proceed in this event. Alright, this is what happened now. In this case, I missed in relation to the 360, and so I would have lost time right there. So people, one tip as you do a 360s, ensure that in the process of doing the 360 and before you land, you hold on to brake so that the car will straighten up. Sometimes I hold on to brake and it still does not straighten up, so those are some of the little challenges in relation to the game. And that is what happened a while ago. I hold on to the brake and it did not straighten up any at all. It continues to spin. So just make use of the time. I shockwave right here because I know that I'm going into another turn to drift again, and I just drift through these turns and then shockwave at the end right here. Going around this section, I shockwave out of this section right here. I just tried the barrel ramp to see what's going to happen based on the fact that I know that my time is already slow. Shockwave right here. I wanted to choose the middle row, but it didn't work, so I continued on the left. And the left is most of the times one of the faster routes too. And I do perfect nitro to finish the race. And this is also a practice run. It shows you that the street is not yet occupied. Not occupied yet, whichever way. So I'm going to occupy it now, which means I'm going to do an official run with a car of my choice, which is this car, and Buenos Aires around the city. That's the name of the track, and I have 3 attempts to defend my street. In those 3 attempts, you can go again to ensure that you have the fastest time possible. But what happens now, after you have placed the car in a certain street, that car cannot be used on another street for a different event. So you'll have to use different cars. Now this is our real run in relation to the event. So I drift right here a little to build up nitro, blue nitro, orange nitro, 360 right there, shockwave 360 over the section with orange nitro, hold on to brake, try to get it straightened, shockwave 360 barrel roll with orange nitro right there, drifting a little, perfect nitro over that barrel roll, drifting a little, then shockwave into this nitro bottle. I continue shockwaving into the ramp, 360s off with orange nitro, holding on to brake, shockwave into the nitro bottle using perfect nitro here, then 360 off with orange nitro, drifting a little, build up to nitro to 100%, shockwave halfway. Sometimes you can 360 off that ramp with orange nitro, or you can just orange nitro off the ramp straight. Taking this barrel a little bit late so I don't go too high with shockwave. Orange nitro right here, then shockwave along this section here, drift again to full, shockwave a little, drift again, full, shockwave a little. And so you have to just experiment with the car when you know that you are comfortable with it. This car is maxed where regular parts are concerned, but not maxed on epic parts. And so I chose the extreme left option to finish the race right here. And finishing, I finished with perfect nitro. And that's it, practical people. A very faster time. I'm defending on Avenue 144,306 with the VLS Force V10, Force 1 V10. And now I have only got the base points because the car is not maxed. Car is maxed where regular parts are concerned, but not epic points. And so I do another run of this stage 19 of Avenue 19 of the Club Clash on that same Buenos Aires track with the VLF Force 1 V10. And I just try to go a little faster to improve my time in relation to this event. So this is basically what it is, people. It is a simple understanding of what Club Clash is. What happens is that you have to coordinate with your club members in order to have a full defense, with each person's paying attention to what the requirements are and helping out each other to do the best, their best in relation to events. Alright? Also remember that there are specific requirements by car's brand, the level of stars that your car has, and the rank. And so that will aid in you doing your best in relation to a specific event. So in order to win a club clash, especially those that are competitive, the club has to coordinate its actions and the steps in order to put out the best effort in relation to a club clash. This is really exciting in relation to a club event. This is very good, and I must applaud Asphalt for Gameloft Asphalt for putting this into Asphalt 9. This is really good. I appreciate this event, and it allows the clubs to be more involved, do more teamwork, and also ensure that everybody is doing their own little part in relation to the excitement of the game. This also improves the community of Asphalt, whether on YouTube or otherwise in the Gameloft community. This is a great promotion of the game and can be used for building community. Now, on Avenue 22, you see that there's 540 base points, 42 points if the car is ranked 3000 and above, and if it is 5-star, you get 75 points. If the car is maxed, you get 130 points. In this case, I chose to try to use another car to see what would happen if I don't meet all the requirements. So I went through the cars that you can choose from, because each section also has some cars that you can choose from. You cannot choose every car. It will put up the cars that you can choose from, and you'll have to choose from that list that it gives you. And so if the rank is at least 3000, then this will allow you to do your best. But if it is less than 3000, it might happen that the car might be slower. So what happens is that there are many persons who chose that street a while ago and did not choose a car that was reaching 3000. And so in that sense, somebody on another street will choose a car that is faster and they beat you. So now I chose Ali 23, and it asked for not it did not ask for a rank in this case, but it required that the car is at least 5 stars and maxed to get the extra points. So in this case, if I raced with a car that does not meet the requirements of 5 stars and max, then I will only get the base points that is available for the event. So let's see what time is completed. Oh, and there's also a choice. As after you have chosen the car and you have occupied the street, you cannot change the car again. So be careful, people. Ensure that you choose the right car. All right. So I know in some sense, based on the value of the other club, this will be going against my club because this car is less than 5 star. This is 3 stars, which means I will not be getting the. This is 4 star, sorry, which means I will not be getting the points for the 5 star requirement. And this car is not maxed. It's maxed on regular points, but not epic points, which means it's not maxed. So I'm not going to get those points. So I'm losing points where that is concerned. But as I said before, complete the event using all the techniques that you normally use on a special event. Special event meaning that a time-related event or a Grand Prix, those two special events specifically, and keep moving forward as you execute this event. I kind of like this track to an extent. I wouldn't say I've mastered it, but I've done very good on this track over time based on events and so forth. And so this technique that you see me using is a very good one to use when you are trying to do this track. It allows you to go very fast and do your best. Pause nitro here, wait a little, and then use the rest to finish the line. 116. And because this was a practice race, it says not occupied yet, then so I wouldn't get any points there. No, I've occupied the street and I'm choosing the car, and I chose the same car, which is a 4 star car, and I require that you should have a 5 star car, which means I'm not going to get the 20 points and I'm not going to get the car at max points. I'm not going to get the car at max points, as I said before. So, Aston Martin Vulcan, as we proceed into Alley 23. Alley 23 as would give you 800 points if you have won successfully. And if it's the avenue, you get 1,000 points if you defend it successfully. So let's see what happens here as we proceed. They chose the right option right there, but I chose the option late, so I wasn't able to press. So I'm trying to make up for it, the speed right here by doing a 360. Taking that barrel roll. This is the regular route, as I said before, that we will take in special events in doing these events. Alright, so choosing that, then choose the left section, then shockwave over this grassy path. You have to use nitro over those grass sections because they will slow you down if you try to run the car over it stuck. I said before, using certain elements, techniques in this section, experiment with it before you come on the strat though, because you only have 3 tries when you occupy the street here. As we proceed, as we continue, use that same technique, save a little for the last section there. And it's 116 again, so it's not very much faster than the last time. Yes, so it's not very much faster than the last time, and because I have now occupying the street, I have to do a defense each time you occupy the street because we're in the defense phase. Alright, you can see the teams up there, Revolution X and the other team. Now this says car rank 3000, maximum 5 stars. If the car is maxed, then you get more points. Alright, my car would cover a certain amount of points. This one has less requirements. You just a car at max and just rolling in the street in this case. San Francisco roller coaster. So there are different options in relation to the events on the street. So it will be best for you to choose a car that fits to the event, to the race, so that when you occupy the streets and you do your defense, then you will be able to put out your best points, best chance, best effort. All right, so I am using this beast of a machine right here just to see how I can do my best. And this is normally how I do special events or any specific events in relation to this track. Asphalt 9 is a game that is done best, used best, played best by mastering the tracks. Alright? There are some techniques, and remember, I'm a touch drive driver. Remember that, people. Touch drive, not manual. So I'm showing you that if you have not upgraded yourself to manual as yet, you can do a lot using touch drive. If you wish, you can learn to do manual. There are many ways to learn to do so, and I'll put out a video in a short while to help people to do manual, to learn to do manual. All right, but manual is the fastest mode, the most exciting mode, and it will allow you to take routes that is not tied down with the touch drive. So in using touch drive, you have to take specific routes. In manual, you are okay, everyone. So following up on the club clash now, we are defending the street. As you can see, we are at 11,204 points. Beast Team Hun is at 724 points. So we are going on well so far. We are going on well so far. Okay, so winning club rewards will be 100 tokens, 500,000 credits, and 10 B-class packs. Participation rewards would be for the losing club. Plus, in doing this, we get reputation points for the club as well. So that's wonderful. So the club clash is a must for participation. In the clash season, over time, you will be at a certain level or a certain rank. Based on the fact that our club, this is the first we are participating in this clash season. We didn't do the first round. So we are in the first section of this season. If we remain this way, we'll get 3,000 credits, 200 tokens, and 8 blueprints for Division 1789. So these are the streets, gentle people. This is the neighborhood and the streets. Gold Hills, Back Kitchen, Suburbs, High Village, and Down Village. So we are starting to defend our neighborhood so far. So what happened now, people, I am unable to do any more in relation to my defense because I have used up all my 7 streets. So I just have to wait until others have done their part in relation to defending or anything. Because you see, okay, in Down Village, these are the avenues and streets. Number 2 defense phase we're at now, alright? I click in Avenue 20, I only see practice. I am not able to occupy based on the fact that I've occupied my 7th street assigned already. So this is practically what it is, the club clash. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you received value from this video, please give me a thumbs up. Have a wonderful day.